What's up, everybody? It's Soren Baker here on Unique Access Entertainment. As always, please hit that subscribe button. It's right down there and it's free. That enables us to keep coming to y'all as often as possible with as many interviews as possible. Today, we have the honor and privilege of being joined by Ras Kass and ALaZ. Thanks for coming through, sir.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yes,
Much
yes.
love.
Yeah, so great to have you guys on. And we're going to be talking a lot about The Reckoning, the Freedom Songs for Reparations that recently was released by First Repair. I'll put the link below. If you guys haven't checked it out, definitely listen to it there and support the movement. And for both of you, let's start with Ras. For The Reckoning, how and why did you get involved in wanting to do this project?
Uh, Robin reached out to you, so and yeah, I think it was just initially to work on one of the songs. Um, we demand reparations, uh, and that yeah, it just kind of grew from there. I think at some point Robin wanted to create an entire project. But initially, just started from just trying to work on one, like a theme song for reparations and hip hop records. That song, me, ALaZ. I think ALaZ played the horn on that record. Kai, Supreme Kai, the Holy Thief, and the Golden Child. So it was kind of, that was the original catalyst.
Okay. And ALaZ, for you, what made you want to get involved with the reparations, Freedom Songs for Reparations and The Reckoning?
Honestly, unity. Coming from my background, being born and raised in Macon, Georgia, I come out of the background of being born in the church, the Black church, Baptist tradition. And then at a certain point, my parents were going to the church and the mosque at the same time, my father in particular. And then eventually we ended up becoming registered members of the Nation of Islam. And with the things that we were learning in the nation, being able to be in both of those communities at the same time that young, I was able to experience it beyond the books and beyond the structure of religion. It was just like seeing people, working out their divinity. And so unity has always been something that's been central. And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan always taught us, to like connect, with our people when we're working towards liberation struggles and figuring out ways to be able to overcome collective issues that we deal with. So seeing Robin, and the work that she was doing as a as an activist, as a just a incredible human being, is definitely something that's just a natural instinct to support. When it comes to these types of endeavors. So once again, regardless of what we call ourselves in terms of religion, group, whatever it may be, it was mainly about us unifying to be able to have a powerful representation of what it could be, to have our community together and us being able to make steps further towards liberation.
Absolutely. And with The Reckoning, Freedom Songs for Reparations, Robin opens it up with Love Cry, and she talks about hip hop being the heartbeat of our healing and that we're architects of our freedom. So for Ras, what are those? How do those statements apply to how you view hip hop and how it's been able to affect and change your life?
I don't necessarily, I think it's just all music. I think jazz was, blues. I'm sorry, somebody's calling. Let me just stop them from ringing the phone. Um, so all music is expression, art form, period. Whether it's sculpting, building a pyramid in Kush. But yeah, specifically for me, are you guys there?
Yeah,
Yep.
we're
Okay, yeah. Yeah, for my generation, rock and roll, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud, funk soul, hip hop specifically is what 50 years old now or something like that. And it's been the voice for me, and where I was able to start hearing some information, whether it was, uh, BDP or KRS-One or N.W.A, that made me kind of perceive or question the world differently. So yeah, specifically for me, it definitely hip hop has been giving me opportunity to have a voice, gaining information that led me towards studying the Nation of Islam, 5%. Just reading a cultural, anthropology book, it gave me my foundation. So it rings extremely true to me. My goal was to make sure that we didn't alienate, whether it was reggae music or whether that influence was gospel or whether it was, again, Islam, to bring all those experiences to the forefront, spoken word, again, jazz or whatever. So yeah, definitely for me, hip hop, but hip hop is the culmination of all those sounds before it. Like we could sample jazz, we sample rock and roll, we sample R&B, and then we interpret it as these drums and these horns, or put our voices on it, and it is the combination of all our experiences. So yeah, I hope that makes some kind of sense. I don't want to be dragging it on.
Yes, yes. And, that being said, too, allows I want to get your input on the song Apple Pie, for instance. Raz is talking about KRS, or Raz just mentioned KRS-One, and obviously Dead Prez is on that song as well. So when you see artists of that magnitude and with those type of legacies appearing on the Reckoning, Freedom Songs for Reparations, what does that do for you artistically, personally, creatively?
Man, listen, KRS-One the reason why I rap. You know what I'm saying? Point blank, period. Learning about when I heard the album Sneak Attack and I heard Attendance, and he went through all the elements of hip hop. That's what really, because you see Beat Street, you know what I'm saying? Growing up, you see Beat Street, you see Break In, and you see these different Wild Style, you know what I'm saying? Like all of these different representations of hip hop, but to see a living, breathing representative of the culture, it hits totally different. And at that time, you know what I'm saying, growing up with music, we weren't allowed to listen to everything. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, you can't just turn on the radio and listen to whatever, because in our household, we were taught to be very very attentive to what was coming in, whether it was what we was eating, what we was listening to, what we was watching. So even though sometimes we sneak and listen to the radio and hear, the regular what was happening, because if you go into school with different people and they talking about certain stuff, you want to be, I know I did, I wanted to be connected and, you know what I'm saying, be able to be a part of the conversation. However, I really appreciate my parents for just even when I was doing that, I was still listening for messages. I was still listening for lyrics. I was still listening for content would create that would create elevation. So when KRS-One, you know what I'm saying, I'm hearing him for the first time, it was life changing. You know what I'm saying? Rap is something you do, hip hop is something you live. Like being a demonstration of that culture and him being dope at it. Cause it's one thing to have a message, it's a whole nother thing to be dope. You know what I'm saying? Like when you see Raz, you know what I'm saying, and how he pull up, like it's one thing to have, you know what I'm saying, quality, or quantity and, you know what I'm saying, a message, but to have quality in it and a presentation where you can speak the language of the people, that's not a guarantee. And it takes a certain skill set. So I always admired that about, people like Raz, you know what I'm saying, MCs like Raz, MCs like KRS. And when to have him on this project is, it says a lot about the gravity of it, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody ain't just hopping on anything. You know what I mean? Like these cats don't have no reason to have to do anything at this point in their legacy. Like they've cemented who they are. You know what I'm saying? So for them to respect it enough, you know what I'm saying, to hop on it, for them to align with it says a lot. And I think with that alignment, as the world kind of gets into this very, for most people, it seems chaotic. But if you're really paying attention to, history and prophecy and all of those things, You know what I'm saying? We right on time, you know what I mean, with a lot of different things that's going on. So while people come up with new things or it may seem like it's a confusion, the alignment of people who are focused on truth says a lot about where we end up collaborating, where we end up congregating, and where we connect. So that's what I see when I see people like KRS-One, of course, Raz, and all of the other, laundry list of legends, you know what I'm saying? Scarface, they pulled up, for the project.
Yeah, I think it's a testament to the material and to the mission